This is Autoline Daily, the show dedicated to enthusiasts of the global automotive industry. Jaguar launched the I-Pace in India earlier today, but the EV is going to be out of reach for most consumers in the country. It has a starting price of $147,000, which is more than twice as much as a Model 3 in the country. The Tesla costs $68,000 after export expenses. About 75% of all car sales in India are under $10,000, so Jaguar isn't likely to sell many I-Paces. India lags behind in EV adoption compared to other major markets due to a lack of charging infrastructure and the high cost of EVs. By 2040, Bloomberg estimates that only about one-third of new car sales in the country will be EVs, compared to 70% in Germany and China. And speaking of EV sales, California accounted for 37% of Tesla's new vehicle registrations last year in the U.S. That's a drop from 43% in 2015, according to data from IHS Markit. Florida and Texas were number 2 and 3 respectively, but a far distant behind California. Nearly 74,000 Teslas were registered in the Golden State in 2020, accounting for 15% of its global sales. But this could help Tesla grow sales outside of California. According to a report from Forbes, the company is getting ready to expand its in-house insurance program to 3 more states: Illinois, Texas, and Washington. But it's not clear when it will be available in those markets. Tesla launched its own insurance in California in 2019 and claims its premiums are 30% cheaper compared to other companies. It can offer less expensive insurance by using the vehicle's connected car technology, including driver assistance features, to get an accurate picture of the driver's habits. Tesla is also working on autonomous vehicle insurance to prepare for when liability shifts from the driver to the system. That could launch in California by the end of this year. Hey, we got a lot of comments yesterday about our report on Kathy Wood from ARK Investment and how she values Tesla. We reported that last year she said Tesla stock would go to $7,000 a share. A lot of you pointed out that was based on the pre-split value of the stock. We were aware of that. Sometimes in the time constraints of a newscast, we don't get into all the details of a story. But that's why we include the links to all of our sources when possible, so that you can get more info if you want it. And we sure are impressed that so many of you really get into the details. By 2024, it looks like you're going to have your choice of Cadillac Escalades, electric or ICE. Auto Forecast Solutions reports that electric versions of the Escalade and Escalade ESV, the long wheelbase version, will go into production at GM's Plant Zero in Detroit in January of 2024. That version will be built with GM's Ultium battery pack and EV architecture. Cadillac came out with the latest ICE version of the Escalade last year, so it's highly unlikely it would phase it out of production in less than 3 years. Besides, the ICE version is built in Arlington, Texas. And that's why we think Cadillac will be able to offer both flavors of Escalade. In other EV news, Mercedes started producing the battery packs that will go into the upcoming EQS sedan. The NMC packs, which range in size up to 108 kilowatt hours, are built in Germany alongside an existing transmission production line. Those big batteries are estimated to return a WLTP range of 700 kilometers or roughly 435 miles. The EQS will see its premiere on April 15th. We've highlighted the exterior and interior of the all-new Kia K8, which goes on sale in select markets next month and replaces the K7 or Cadenza. But now let's look at what will power the sedan, which will depend on what market it's being sold in. The base engine is Kia's 1.6-liter turbocharged gasoline unit. The next step up is a 2.5-liter gas power plant that makes roughly 195 horsepower and is mated to an 8-speed automatic. The top 3.5-liter V6 is also mated to an 8-speed transmission and comes in 2 power outputs, a GDI unit that makes nearly 300 horsepower and a liquid propane option that generates about 240 horsepower. All-wheel drive is also offered with the top engine, but Kia doesn't say if it's available on the other setups as well. Hagerty, the company that insures classic cars, already started a magazine about classic cars, and now it's expanding into classic car shows. Hagerty already owns the Greenwich Concours d'Elegance and the California Amelia, and now it just bought the Concours d'Elegance of America, which is held in the Detroit area every summer. Talk about vertical integration. Hagerty is a powerhouse in the world of classic cars.
We want to know what drives your testing. OTA, connected car, diagnostics, remote testing. Intrepid Control Systems is here to help you work from anywhere. Intrepid Control Systems, driven by your data.
Ford of Europe is leveraging its connected vehicle technology to help commercial operators keep their fleets in service. Called FordLiive, with 2 I's, the system monitors vehicle data to reduce breakdowns and the number of times needed to go to the shop, as well as improve the speed of repairs. Owners receive vehicle health info like oil life and tire pressure, which can be used to plan and schedule maintenance. Ford's 800 commercial repair centers can also view this data with the owner's consent. That, for one, allows them to improve getting the vehicles in for service, but even more importantly, in our opinion, they're able to use it to aid diagnosing an issue and even order parts ahead of the vehicle arriving there. But, as we all know, repairs don't always get fixed right the first time, so Ford is installing FordLiive agents who are trained people that are able to view the same data as the commercial repair centers and support them with issues that might crop up. In other words, identify difficult and/or repeat repairs and get them fixed faster. These all sound like things that should be beneficial to the owner and bring in more work to dealers and service centers. But remember how we used to harp all the time about how vehicle data could be worth billions and automakers were looking for ways to leverage it? Well, it's now coming to fruition right in front of our very eyes. Connected car, connected vehicle technology, or whatever you want to call it, allows them to do that. A connected car is simply one that has its own connection to the internet. In Ford's case, FordLiive is free, but it charges for the required internet connection. And it's done the same with a number of its other connected vehicle services. But it's going to have to make those services valuable enough to the customer for them not to care much about the weekly, monthly, or yearly fee that's attached to it. We're also starting to see in-vehicle purchases allowed for food and other goods, and Mercedes just launched a fuel and pay function that requires the gas station to be plugged into the navigation. It's only a matter of time before automakers start selling that data, and now ads start popping up for a discount mocha latte at a nearby coffee shop, or a sale on paint at the local arts and crafts store. The list goes on, and it'll be the same for EVs that go to charge up at practically any place that's not at home. Driver assistance features is another area where automakers see potential revenue streams. A number have said they'll start charging customers to unlock, via over-the-air updates, things like Level 2 AV capability and even performance packages. One thing's for sure, we're going to see a lot more stuff like this, but be on the lookout. It's all going to be marketed in a way that makes it look beneficial to you and I. Last week we explored the new Chevrolet Bolt EUV. This week it's the Volkswagen ID.4. I'm talking about Autoline After Hours, Our guest is Heinz Schaefer, the Senior Vice President for Product Marketing and Strategy at Volkswagen of America. If you've got questions you'd like us to ask him, send them to viewer mail at autoline.tv or tweet them to @Autoline. Then join John and Gary as we get those questions answered. But that's it for today. Thanks for watching.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, solutions for your journey. Intrepid Control Systems, over-the-air engineering, boost your game.